Family! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Emanuel, and this is Let's Dish Wednesday. Now, don't forget to subscribe and smush my like button. Today, I'm gonna go back, way back in my time, to a life changing moment when my coworker sexually assaulted me. Now, this is a serious matter, but I'm gonna tell you. And maybe from my experience, someone who might have been or is currently in this situation or a situation like it, right, will do what I should have done, but I didn't. Hopefully, you do it. All right, let me paint a mental picture. I was working at a government office in Antigua, and there was this guy who normally drives everybody home. All right. I have never taken them up on, dropping me to my house because I was, I was very funny about people knowing where I live. All right. But because we finished really late that night, this was like minutes to 8 in the night. All right. They were doing diversity week. So I just said, well, hey, I don't want to walk all the way down Market Street to go to the bus station to catch a bus, wait in the bus to go home. I'm tired. I've been in heels the whole day. I am tired. I just want to go home. So I said, all right, no problem. Well, there are other people going to be in the bus with me, so I might as well just, take the ride home. What could happen, right? Okay, so there were quite a few people in the bus, and when we came like to Liberta, there was still a few people in the bus. So I was like, okay, well, it's sailing week. I want to see how they're getting along with the setup. All right. My house is basically in the village before Dockyard, right? So I was like, well, it's not far away from my house. It's just going to be like a 5 minute to come back. So everything's just going to be fine. Now, there was like still three other persons in the bus, plus myself and the driver, right? So I was like, there's so many people in the bus. No problem. So we reached the dockyard, and, I'm looking around and not recognizing that while we're in dockyard, basically there's only me and the driver. Okay, so we're still driving. He turns the bus around, and then we're basically heading back home. So he said that he has to go and pick up some money from somebody who owes him money. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Go ahead, pick up the money. So he drives up this alley, called Crack Alley. It's not really crackheads, but it's just a name for a village, for a road in that village. And he just takes me all the way up to Shirley's Heights area. But he doesn't go to Shirley's Heights. He goes to Blockhouse direction. And I'm like, where are you going? And he's like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Everything's all right. I'm like, where are you going? He's like, everything's all right, everything's all right. So he pulls a bus over on like, a little parking area. And in less than no time, he just jumps on me like a spider monkey and flips my seat back. Mind you, this is why I don't go in the front of buses anymore, specifically because of this. I don't know where these reflexes came from. I don't know if he's done this to somebody else before, but he flips over from the driver's seat after parking the bus. In less than no time, he's just like whoop over. All right, like spider monkey action type stuff. All right, and the back of the chair is like all the way back, and then he just jumps over on me. I'm like, what are you doing? So he's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm like, it might be okay for you, okay, but it's not okay for me. I don't know what you're doing. Get off of me. So he's like, stop behaving like that, naman. Stop behaving like that. I'm like, excuse me. So he's starting to like remove his belt buckle. So I'm starting to push him off. I'm like, what are you doing? Get up off of me. So I'm starting to behave, very irrational. I'm saying a lot of stupid things, profanity, and I'm trying to make myself self look bigger than I actually am. All right. Now he starts to, I guess, feel threatened. So he comes off of me and goes back into the driver's seat. But he relocks the door because I was trying to open the door while he was on top of me. Now he relocks the door and he went in on me. You think you can walk around in the office in short skirts and high heels and teasing me visually and think that I'm not going to do anything about it? You think you can do that? You think you can do that? I'm like, whoa, hold up. I never thought that me wearing my clothes was like, you know, a call to action for a perv like you. Anyways, he reluctantly agreed to take me back to my village, but he did. Now, the next day I woke up, I was like, was this a dream? Like, did I just like imagine all of this? So I called my cousin and I was like, this just happened. She's like, you should call the police. And I was like, no, because they're gonna say, why did I go straight past my house and go with him to dockyard? She said it doesn't matter. He basically assaulted you. I think you should call the police. Did you tell your mom? I said, no, I didn't. I didn't tell my mom because my mom's going to freak out and she's going to try and find him. And I don't want her to go to jail because of, something I could have prevented. So now I'm stuck between and betwixt a hard place. Like, what did I just put myself into? I basically put myself in harm's way. Now, I never went back to work. I never went back to work. I tried not to ever see him again, but I did passing, up and down a Market Street, like when I got a new job. But I never did anything. I didn't go to the police. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody other than my cousin. All right. Now, years later, I found out that he did it to a teenager. All right. Basically, was driving off with the girl. And when he stopped at a red light, she got out and hightailed it across a football field to somebody's house, some random stranger's house. Now, looking back on all the things that happened, like if I had gone to the police and tell the police, probably this wouldn't even have happened to that young girl. Like, even though he didn't do anything to her, he was probably about to do something to her. This probably would have made him very scared to do it to somebody else because, they're gonna talk. I can't afford to go to jail. He ended up going to jail. Might not have been for long, but that still messed up his record. So, I mean, if this has happened to you or if it is happening to you, I do suggest that you call the authorities, you tell somebody who, loves and care for you, like I should have told my mom. All right? But just don't keep it to yourself. Don't do like I did and keep it to yourself because for one, that's a lot of mental weight and you don't need that in this particular situation. Tell somebody so that this person can get caught, so this person can get like a stern talking to or punishment, whatever the punishment may be. Just do not do like what I did when I was 18. Don't do it. Don't keep it to yourself. All right? Thank you so much for listening to my video. Subscribe, like, and smush that bell notification button for more videos from me. See you in the next one.